Hello and welcome to week 2 of the Crochet Society Crochet Along. This is the Coco cushion cowl, which is designed by Tiam Safari, who is Knit Safari on Instagram. We are going to be making 8 squares this week in 2 different colourways. So this is the first colourway. This is the Cal 4 Square Geo Granny, and this is the Cal 5 Square Geo Granny. I will give all details of the second square after I have done the demonstration, and then I'm going to do the demonstration for this square here. As before, I am dropping down from the recommended hook size. So the recommended hook size is a 5mm. However, these are supposed to measure 7 centimeters. So I've dropped down to a 4mm to adjust for my personal tension. So make sure you are paying attention to that. So let's go ahead and start with this square. So we're going to begin with contrast colour 2, which is Fiji, and we're going to begin by creating a magic ring. If you are not familiar with a magic ring, I will leave a link in the description box below of the step-by-step tutorial just for the magic ring. And I'll leave a link on the screen here. We are going to go ahead and work 6 double crochets into this magic ring. Remember, I'm working in UK terms. In the US, this is known as a single crochet. So go into the magic ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 double crochets. Go ahead and cinch that center circle in and join into the first stitch with a slip stitch. If you're a bit confused of where that first join is or slip stitch needs to be, you can count backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So go into that stitch and then pull through and pull through for a slip stitch. We're going to continue with this colour for round 2. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to work 2 double crochets into the next stitch 6 times. So we're going to end up with 12 stitches in this round. So into the next stitch, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Into the next, 2 double crochets, 3 and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. We're then going to join into that chain 1 with a slip stitch. And go ahead and fasten off. So that is the end of round 1 and 2. For round 3, we're going to use contrast colour 1, which is Helena, and we are going to go ahead and create a slip knot on our finger and insert our crochet hook. So we're going to join with a slip stitch into the back loop only of any stitch. So I like to work just after the join. Go into the stitch and slip stitch. We're going to be working a pattern repeat, but before we do, we're going to begin by chaining 1, which does not count as a stitch. So the pattern repeat is double crochet into the back loop only of that stitch. So instead of working it into the full stitch, we work into the back loop only, and that's what we'll be doing all the way around. We're going to double crochet into the next stitch, 3 double crochets into the next stitch, 1, 2 and 3, and double crochet. So we've just created a corner space here. we're going to repeat that again. Double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, followed by a double crochet, and again double crochet, 3 double crochets into the next stitch, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet, and we'll do that once more. Double crochet, 3 double crochets into the next stitch, 1, 2, and 3, and then double crochet. We're going to join with a slip stitch into that beginning chain 1, and fasten off. And there we have round 3. For round 4, we're going to be using contrast colour 5, which is Torres, and we're going to join with a slip stitch into the back loop only of the first stitch. So where we have joined here, that first stitch is just after. So into the back loop only with a slip stitch, we're going to go ahead and chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. It's just the beginning of our round, and we're going to start in the same stitch as the join. So we're going to do a double crochet into the same stitch of that chain 1, a double crochet into the next stitch, and then 3 double crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3. We're then going to follow that with 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. We'll repeat that again, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, 3 double crochets into the next stitch, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets, 1, 2. You'll repeat that twice more, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 2 double crochets, and then 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets into the same stitch and 2 double crochets. So go ahead, work that all the way around to the beginning and then meet me back once you're ready. Okay, so when you've worked your way all the way around, just remember that this section just here, that is the join to the slip stitch from the previous round. So we're just going to go ahead and join to that chain 1 from the beginning, and then we're going to fasten off. And there we have round 4. For round 5, we're going to use the main colour, which is Oahu, and we are going to join with a slip stitch into the back loop only of any corner double crochet. So when you look at the corner, we have those 3 double crochets, and it's the centre double crochet that we want to be working on. I always work in the one after the join. So go ahead and slip stitch that on. We're not chaining 1 this time. We are going to work into the same stitch as the join though. So we're going to work through the back loop only throughout this round, and we're going to start off with 1 double crochet. So double crochet into the same stitch as your slip stitch. We then have a half treble, 2 treble crochets into the next stitch twice, so that's treble or 2 trebles into the next stitch, 1 and 2, 2 trebles into the next stitch, 1 and 2, a half treble, which is half double in the US, double crochet, and a slip stitch. We're then going to do that pattern repeat again, so I'll show you it once more. Double crochet, half treble, 2 trebles into the next stitch, 1 and 2, 2 trebles into the next stitch, 1 and 2, a half treble, double crochet and a slip stitch. So you're going to repeat that twice more until you reach this last stitch. Just be mindful of where this join is, so we almost ignore this stitch just here. So you'll end up working over that section just there, and then meet me back when you're ready. Okay, so once you've got to the end of the round, you're going to join in that beginning slip stitch and fasten off. And there we have rounds 1 to 5. So you would go ahead and sew in your ends and create 4 of this square, which is the cowl 4 square geo granny, and then you would also create 4 of this square, which is cowl 5 square geo granny. You will be using contrast colour 2 for round 1 and 2, contrast colour 5 for rounds 3, contrast colour 1 for round 4, and then your main colour for round 5. So these two are actually the same colours, just in a slightly different order. So there we have week 2 of the Coco cushion cowl. Please remember to tag us in your progress using hashtag Coco cushion cowl on Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to tune in next week for week 3 of the crochet along. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!